Have you ever had a moment where you thought, if only someone had told me this earlier, like if I just known this one thing, maybe I would have made that choice. Maybe I wouldn't have stayed in this situation. Maybe I would have felt this loss right now. Healing is full of those moments. It's unpredictable. It's confusing. One day you feel like you're on top of the world, right? I'm on top of the world. I feel good. You had a breakthrough. You feel lighter. You're convinced that you finally got this thing going, right? I'm on the right path. I got this. And then the next day, you don't even want to get out of bed. You're exhausted for no reason. You're mad at yourself and you don't even know why. You start pulling away from people. You're shutting down. You're isolating yourself, even though you don't want to. And you don't even want to be alone, but you keep pushing people away. I know that feeling because I lived it. And no one warned me about this. No one told me that healing wouldn't just be about sunshines and rainbows and getting better. It would be about breaking apart before I can even rebuild. No one told me that healing would bring up parts of me that I thought that I had buried, things that I didn't want to face. No one told me that healing would make me question everything, who I was, what I loved, and what love really meant, and what safety even felt like. If someone had told me what healing was really like, maybe I wouldn't felt so alone in this process. Maybe I wouldn't have been so hard on myself when I wasn't getting better, right? Maybe I wouldn't gave myself more grace. And that's why we're here today, because I don't want you to feel so lost. I want you to know that everything you're feeling is normal, that healing isn't just about perfection and getting better. It's about learning to live with your story instead of running from it. But before we dive into that today, I want to welcome back all my listeners and say hi to my new ones. And I'm so happy to have you here with us today. I want to introduce myself. I'm your host here, and I am Rose Jones, and I am just one woman with one voice, healing and helping other women heal. This is a space where we help women feel safe in their healing journey, love themselves, and create generational healing. Did you hear what I said? We create what? Generational healing. If you're searching for a sisterhood that's judge-free, supportive, and real, then you are in the right place. I would love for you to hit that subscribe button and never miss another episode of the Sister Love Podcast. Also, don't forget to join our Facebook group, Sister Let's Heal Together. It's where we take these conversations deeper and we support each other beyond this podcast. I hope to see you there.
Welcome to A Sister's Love, the podcast that helps women who are healing by having those deep conversations, giving practical advice and words of encouragement. Come on, let's talk about it.
Let's start with a little backstory. So, I grew up in an abusive home. My father beat my mother, and I watched it happen over and over again. And when you grow up in an environment like that, we start to believe that love and pain go hand in hand. You start to believe that love is supposed to hurt. I told myself I would never be that girl. I would never end up in a relationship like that. But I did, because what we don't heal, we repeat. Let me say that again. What we don't heal, we repeat. So I got into an abusive relationship, and at some point I thought that the only way to protect myself was to become the abuser, the one that's doing the hurt first. I became verbally abusive. I made sure that no one could use me, control me, or hurt me the way that I had been hurt before. I was hurting in ways that I didn't even know or even realize. Listen, I was SA'd by a family member as a child, and I became a teen mom. I hated myself. I felt like I was trapped in a body, in a life that didn't belong to me, right? And when I had my children, I thought that they was going to be the thing that was going to heal me. I thought that they were going to be the thing that gave me purpose. But instead, I became this controlling parent, not out of love, but out of fear, I needed to make sure that my babies never went through what I've been through. But doing that, I became someone I didn't even recognize. I became someone unrecognizable. Like, who is this person? The pain that I carried was a lot. It followed me everywhere. And for a long time, I didn't think that I would ever find my way out of this. But I did. And I didn't stay in that dark place. And I didn't stay that version of me. Even though healing is a process, I'm still learning and still growing. I know that I am not defined by what happened to me. Neither are you. Listen, I need you to hear me when I say this. Healing is possible. I am proof of that. But here's something that I didn't realize back then. So much of what I allowed, so much of what I endured came from a place of not knowing what real love was. That brings me to the point of this episode today. Something that I wish I had known sooner is that when you do not love yourself, you will tolerate so much more than you should. You will stay in places you should have left. You will hold on to people that don't deserve you. And you will let things slide that deep down you know ain't right. It's not because you don't see it. It's because part of you believe that is normal. And part of you believe that is what you deserve. That breaks my heart. A lot of that starts with how we were raised. The love that we receive, or the lack of love that we receive from our parents, shaped us in more ways than we realize. If you grew up in a place where love was conditioned, you probably spent years believing that you had to earn love. If your parents were emotionally unavailable, you might struggle to connect with your emotions. And if you grew up in survival mode, then deep love, that soft love, that safe love, it might feel unfamiliar, maybe even foreign and uncomfortable. I need you to hear me. Healing is not just about separating yourself from the problem. It's about looking back and understanding why you accepted the things that you have, why you tolerated the things that weren't good for you. Because when you don't love yourself, you don't always recognize when love isn't actually love. We don't recognize it. And that's exactly why we have to redefine what love is and what safety is to us. Because if we do not reset our lens, we will keep looking at life through a filter of trauma. That brings me to the last point of what I wish I had known sooner in this healing journey.
Hey, beautiful. Let's take a quick break and let's talk about something I think might help you right now. There was a point in my healing journey where I had to be real with myself. What I was doing wasn't working. I felt emotionally off balance. I kept hitting the same wall. No matter what I tried, I felt stuck. And when I finally sat with it, I realized I didn't feel safe. Not in my body, not in my emotions, and not even within myself. That's when everything shifted, because I finally understood that the lack of safety was the reason I couldn't move forward. And if you feel that way, like something is missing in your healing, I want to introduce to you my workbook collection, Healing a Survivor. It is built around my 3-step framework called Safe With Me, and it breaks it into micro steps to help you create safety, find stabilization, and reconnect with yourself. If you're in a place where nothing is working and you know something is missing, I want you to give my collection a try. Click the link in my show notes.
When we are walking through life looking at love, at safety, at relationship through a lens that has been shaped by trauma, and until we reset that lens, we will not know what's real and what's not. We won't know what's healthy and what's toxic. We won't know the difference between love and survival. So I had to redefine love for myself. I had to redefine safety for myself. And I want you to ask yourself, what does love feel like when you're not fighting for it? What does safety feels like when you're not controlling everything? Healing isn't just about getting better. It's about learning how to see yourself, your story, and your future in a whole new way. And that's exactly what we're going to do this season together. Well, this episode is coming to an end, and I want to thank you again for sharing this space with me. And if this episode resonates with you, please send it to someone who may need to hear it. If you haven't already, join our Facebook group, Sister Let's Heal Together. That is where we continue these conversations, share our experiences, and remind each other that we're not alone in this journey. Next episode, we're going to be talking about the truth about healing and why time alone won't fix it. I hope to see you in the next episode. Until next time, take care of yourself. Signing off, your sister through love, Rose. Bye.